Welcome to...
Hello everyone, welcome, Merry Christmas. There's a lovely smooth shot. I love this shot.
Live on YouTube. The one, the only.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Filmmaker Talks live on YouTube. And I do have another guest for us this week. You all will know him. Here he is.
Hello everyone.
Welcome Blueview, how are you today?
Hello everyone, yes, good thanks, how are you?
Welcome Archie.
Hello.
Hello Walter. I'll just turn you around so everyone can see you. How are you Walter? Jordan, how are you movie one?
Hello Lucas, thank you so much for having me on the channel.
To the stream. Hello Josh, how are you? I'll bring him in now, the man himself. Movie book, James. How are you today, James?
Hello, I'm good, thank you.
See this
That's
coming.
a very long video, Jay.
With viewers like calls and guess the theme tune. Featuring guest appearances from Movie Book, Blueview, Alex Pitt, Film Geek 13, Movie World, and many, many more brilliant Blue Tubers. This is the Filmmaker Talks live on YouTube.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Filmmaker Talks live on YouTube. Thank you all for joining me here today. We're a little bit earlier. Hopefully that all went well and yeah, that intro and the quality, please let me know. I think I'm going to be having maybe a few technical issues today, hopefully for not long, but yeah, just let me know if you could actually see that intro. I mean, I've got a guest on today and he will be joining me in a minute, the great Jordan, Future Boy, known on YouTube. Of course, the link to his channel is in the description. Great content, more of a great guy. He's got a really great Fast and Furious 9 review. I'd recommend you watch that of his videos. But yeah, without further ado, I'll bring him in now. So yeah, here he is. Hello, Jordan.
Hello, Lucas. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for joining me today.
Good.
Now, can I just ask, did that play well? Did that intro, could you see that?
I did. It kind of lagged a bit.
Okay.
But it happens.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
we've got someone who appreciates it. The production value is much appreciated.
Oh, there we go.
Well, thank you. I don't know what I can do about the Wi-Fi. I'm not an almighty god, so unless Peter can help us out with the connection there, yeah. So sorry, people, but can you see me? Okay, is that all right?
So far you're okay.
Okay, good. Fingers crossed. Anyway, we've got some people here. We've got Neo. Hello, Neo.
Hello.
First one in the chat.
How's the
Marcus.
Matrix? I had to.
That's a good one, actually. We've got Marcus. Have you seen by Danny Boyle? No.
Sorry, what's the film?
Babylon, I think. Babylon.
I've never
Let me
heard
look it
that
up
film.
real quick. Did Danny Boyle direct that? 'Cause I know there is a film name called that.
Not that I can
Danny,
think of.
I think that's Franco Rosso directed that film, Marcus. Because there is a film, Babylon. I believe it's a British. Yeah, it's a British film. But that is directed by Franco Rosso, not Danny Boyle. I can't see Danny Boyle's directed any. Unless it's a show that he directed that I'm not aware of. Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm sure he will fill us in if I'm wrong or whatever. But we've got Hector here. Hello, Hector. Good to see you again.
Hector.
Alex Truman's here.
Hello.
Hello. Glad to see you. We've got Dan. Good to see you. Thank you for joining me, Dan. And Hector as well. Saying that. Thank you very much, Hector. Very kind of you to say.
There you go.
Jonas is here. Do you own any Arrow movies? I do. Well, if you're, I'm assuming you're talking about the Arrow label, not the Arrow TV show.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know either. So
you don't know
although
any Arrow?
the channel. The channel's great.
Oh yeah, you do. Yeah. Do you know any Arrow Video? Any Arrow Academy?
I don't. They can be pricey here, so I haven't really kind of divulged, like took a deep dive into them. But I mean, just for now, I just have the Arrow channel, which has been great because it's like $50, so you get the bulk of Arrow's collection. So
Yeah, you get
like
new titles. You get a lot of the new big box sets. Because am I okay to say that you're really kindly letting me use your account on Arrow?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. So thank you for that, Jordan.
No worries.
It's great because I was planning on doing is I did this last year as well. I was going to just use it for 1 month in October because I know Arrow have got a wealth of horror films on there, especially giallo films. So I'd get it for a month and just explore all the great, crazy, amazing horror titles on there, and then leave it. But I've got it now because again, very kindly, you're letting me use your account. And I've even watched one of the new Italian crime films on there.
Oh, nice. I started watching, what was I watching? It's like some new monster box set that like just came out. I can't think of the name.
Is that from like Swamp or From the Lagoon or something like that?
No, it was, it's an Asian one. I can't think of it.
Oh.
I think it's sort of like a D. But it's...
Oh, I think I know what you're on about.
Yeah. It like literally just dropped, and I can't think of what the collection's called.
James got that. I've got it on my phone. Do I have the Arrow on my phone? I think I do. I'm signed in on your account on my phone though.
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
We'll see. I'm not sure. Oh, I am actually. That's good. I think I know what you. In fact, I'm sure someone's going to put it in for us.
Somebody else.
No, not yet.
Okay.
If it takes too long, I'm just not.
It was like right in the crawler too, I think, of the main thing. I was like, oh, that looks cool.
Yeah. No, because I just love like the films I've never heard of. I'll just buy them because I've never heard of them and barely anyone's seen them. So that's interesting.
And now it's like for $5. It's like, oh great, I can go and like watch the camera collection.
Restored. They're in there for I can't find it, but they've been restored and things, and they look lovely, and they've got supplements, and they're like Arrow have done like I've got these American Horror Project to the 2 volumes. I think you get 3 films per volume, and they're just films like indie American films. One of them I watched, Maltesers Carnival of Blood, got lost for 30 years, and now that someone found a print of it, and it's like it's just interesting to see these strange films. It also has the actor who played Knick Knack in The Man with the Golden Gun because it's like an effect show. So yeah, but yeah.
Speaking of lost films, have you ever seen Metropolis?
Is that the Fritz Lang film?
I believe it's Fritz Lang. Yeah, it's like the silent film from like 19...
I haven't watched it yet. I'm a big fan of Fritz Lang, but I have not seen supposedly his best film, and I haven't seen M either, which is another one of his most best films.
It's like the film that just like keeps finding new like reels and stills like over time. It's taken like years and years, and it went from like a movie that's like an hour and a half to now it's like 2 hours and something.
Yeah,
really, really cool film though.
Yeah, no, I've yet to watch it, but
it's on one of the services, I think.
Yeah, I don't. It might be on Mubi, potentially.
Yeah, could be there too.
Yeah, but to answer your question, Jonas, yes, I own a variety of Arrow Video titles and Arrow Academy titles. You can find in my entire movie collection video. You can find if you're interested in the actual titles I've got. Got HTP blowout criterion, yes or no? Yes, yes, yes. I haven't seen Blowout. I don't own Blowout on Criterion, but yes, one, because it's a Criterion, and two, it's a De Palma film. What do you say, Jordan?
I've actually never heard of it, but if it's on Criterion for a good price, I'd go for it.
It's on the channel. It's on the Criterion channel.
Oh, nice. What's it called?
Blowout. It's meant to be Blowout. Yeah, it's meant to be De Palma's best film. One of his best films.
Okay, I'll check
I
it
love
out.
De Palma, and I haven't seen it. I'm saving it because sometimes I don't like to rush watching directors' filmographies, especially I know that it's meant to be their best film. I don't want to kind of rush it and get out of the way because I just love De Palma and his style. So I'm saving it. I'm probably going to pick up the Criterion, watch it on that glorious Blu-ray at some point at least. But yeah, I think you're going to have great because it's got great review. HTB, I'm confident that you'll like it.
Nice.
Hector, your end looked fuzzy, but it's not your fault, Lucas. Thanks, Hector. Yeah, as long as you can hear me, that's the main thing. But I know quality's nice. I like good quality, but at the end of the day, it's not a huge problem. We've got Sam here. Hello, Sam. Evening, guys. Have either of you seen / interested in Edgar Wright's The Sparks Brothers? It's one of the most exciting documentaries I've seen in a while. Yes, I am very much excited to watch The Sparks Brothers. Haven't watched it yet, but I definitely will by the end of the year.
Same. I like Edgar Wright as a director, but I was finding a good kind of music documentary that I've never heard of. So The Sparks Brothers, never heard of them, but I'm sure it'll be fantastic because it's Edgar Wright. I just finished watching the Amy Winehouse documentary, the A24 one from a few years ago. The other,
what was that?
Pardon me?
What film did you watch? The documentary? Sorry, I'd missed that.
The Amy Winehouse documentary.
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
From A24. Yeah, it was really good. Really,
that director's good, doing lots of good documentaries. He did the one on Senna, I believe, and one on Maradona, the footballer. I haven't seen any of those films, unfortunately, but I'd like to watch all of them and his other films. But yeah. So yeah, Sam, I will, and the other Edgar Wright film I'm really looking forward to is Last Night in Soho.
Yeah, that looks really good. The trailer looked really interesting.
Yeah. And we've got Steve here. Hello, Steve. Thank you for joining me. Steve was the last guest I had on the stream. Unfortunately, I've been bad. I haven't been doing streams. There's a reason why I couldn't do them, by the way. I wasn't just sat watching a film or anything. I had a reason. But I kept on forgetting to announce that I wasn't doing a stream, which was not great of me. But we're back. Next week I'll have a stream, and then after that, there's going to be 2 weeks where I can't do any streams because I'm on holiday. Then after that, I think there's 3 weeks where you'll have streams, and then after that, I'm not sure. But yeah, try and stick to it because they're fun, and I like having guests on. Neo says, yeah, good one. I was named after that character. Wow. Good spot, Jordan.
Nice. There you go. Perfect.
Peter says, I recently watched Blowout and was pleasantly surprised. Very good, yeah. It looks good. Oh, we've had lots of comments. Wow. Niv says, planning to watch Stalker this weekend. Is it a difficult watch? For me, that's a hard question. I don't know. It depends what you have seen before that. I guess it depends what you're expecting as well. The thing is, with my experience of Stalker was I watched it on the Friday night, and then the next Saturday night I had to watch it again immediately because it was just, there's a lot to unpack in the film. There's a lot to understand and wrap your head around, just plot wise and thematic wise and what goes on, especially when you get further into the film. But it's never boring. It's never boring. You're always very intrigued to see what happens next and what goes off and what the characters happen to the characters and what they talk about, and what they discuss, and what themes and what Tarkovsky does with kind of that. So no, and potentially yes, just because I don't really know what you've seen before and what you're expecting. But yeah, have you seen Stalker, Jordan?
I haven't. It looked interesting based on the synopsis that I read quickly a few minutes ago, but Yeah, I mean, I guess realistically, in terms of like subject matter, I guess it depends like what you might find maybe like to use the word triggering would be depending on like what you know your what context you like and dislike in like your movie watching.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's on Criterion Channel, I think.
oh,
So
no.
yeah,
we got
so
two already to watch.
there's probably going to be more because I know
Exactly. I'll make a list before I go.
Yeah. Marcus follows up by saying it's a 6-part series, but before it was a feature-length pilot directed by Boyle, which was incredible. So yeah, it was a show. Because I know Marcus is a fan of his series, as like British crime stuff. So I thought it might. Yeah. Hector says, have you seen LA Confidential? I watched it recently and it's quite excellent. I have seen LA Confidential and it is really good. I've seen it like twice. It's actually a really solid film.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, not as solid as in passable, solid as in like a really great time just to watch it because it's kind of like a crime film set in Hollywood, LA, well, LA Confidential, so you know.
Mm. Yeah, I don't think it's on any of the streaming services right now. So I'm like, now I got to go and find it the old-fashioned way.
Oh, and I think Russell Crowe's in it as well.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he is. I think it was up for an Oscar, wasn't it? Like Best Picture or
probably.
something?
Yeah,
I feel like it was somewhere within the Oscar race somewhere in one of the categories.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Steve. Sorry, we didn't. Is it this one? The one that we were looking for, Jordan. You know the arrow you mentioned.
Oh, yeah.
Is it that? Yeah, it's this one, right? Or is it Gamera? But that's with a G.
No, it's not Gamera. It was a different one.
Yeah.
I think
It
it's
might
that
be that.
one.
Yeah.
That looks about right.
We've got Movie Joe here. It says, no problem that you're late. It's fine. You don't need to apologize. Thank you. E.B. Bud says, Hollywood running out of ideas, question mark. Maybe.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that Hollywood is running out of ideas because essentially by now I would assume every basic story is essentially been told. It's just a matter of somebody putting their own spin on that story.
Exactly.
Like I'll never tell the same story the way that Lucas tells a story. So, I mean, the framework of every story is essentially told in terms of Hollywood anyway. But I mean, no one's going to tell the same story the same way. So
that's very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're always going to have interesting films out, even if it's from Hollywood. But
absolutely.
You know, I think a lot of people, Hollywood's got the reputation of making sequels, prequels, remakes, flashy films. And it's a business, you know. So obviously they're going to be making that build upon IPs and whatnot, especially like Disney and Warner Brothers and Universal. But then you've got kind of the smaller studios in there, Lionsgate. You know, they did Knives Out. They you know, they're behind
Lionsgate, A24, Mongrel, and this one. I think
it's good that I just brought up Knives Out since you could, you know, that is a murder mystery. We've seen that a million times before, but that is still endlessly entertaining, unique. You know, that they didn't run out of ideas in that film because Johnson put his own spin on it. It's unlike any murder mystery you'll watch. So, and that was made 2019, released in 2019. So, yeah, I think you're completely right there, Jordan. Got Lanko here. Hello, Lanko. How are you doing? Good to see you. Dan says, I recently watched, Yee Yee. Such a beautiful piece of observable cinema. Looking forward to Brightest Summer's Day from Edward Yang. Yes. Have you seen anything from Edward Yang, Jordan?
No, I don't think I've ever heard of that person.
I
thought Yee was Wong Kar-wai though, wasn't it? Or am I thinking of maybe a similar sounding title?
Yeah, I don't know. But Wong Kar-wai did things like Chungking Express, Days of Being Wild, 2046. I've barely seen any of his. I haven't seen any of his films, but I own the box set, the Criterion box set. I need to watch them, but you know. But no, Edward Yang obviously did Yi Yi, Bright Summer's Day. I think he did Tappy's Story, The Terrorizers. He's a Taiwanese filmmaker, whereas Wong Kar Chinese. But yeah, both, by the way, are on Criterion Channel. Both films. Yi Yi, Bright Summer's Day.
No one to watch on the Criterion Channel. Well, if you're on that subject, well, you can always watch In the Mood for Love. That's on that channel too.
True. Oh yeah, that's another
Wong
film. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
But Dan, because I haven't seen Yi Yi, but I own it. But I have seen A Bright Summer's Day. I think for some people it might be put off since it's 4 hours long. It's a 4 hour long Taiwanese art house film, so it isn't the most friendly film on the surface level. But if you actually get around to watching it, you will experience maybe one of the best films ever made. I haven't given it 5 stars because I'm still trying to understand the film. Now, it might be weird for some people to hear that out of my mouth, understand it, because if you've seen the film, you know what is there to understand. And on the surface level of the story, there isn't really much to, you know, you the first time you watch it, you'll understand what's going on. But there's a certain way Yang directs the film, and there's certain things that happen in the film, and there's just so much to unpack since it's 4 hours long, and you're in there for one sitting. And the second time I watched it, I thought that it dragged a lot. I don't know if it was a bad time that I watched it. Maybe I was just impatient at that moment. But yeah, I kept like looking at my watch and thinking, you know, how long's left of this? I wasn't, you know, but it just leaves you very full of so many emotions. And it's, you know, it's a coming of age film. It's a crime film. It's a gangster film, if you want to put it like that. It's a drama. Really? It's so much in this 4 hour runtime that it just, you know, I say I need to watch it again. And you know, I've seen it twice. I need to watch it. I don't know how many times I'm going to watch it until I fully kind of break it down, because there's so much to break down. Since it's, even though it's 4 hours, I mean, there's longer films. It's like I was going to watch like a 12 hour, I don't know, because there's 12 hour film or 13 hour film I was going to watch, but I think it was on Criterion Channel. I was leaving. I didn't have time, since it would take up pretty much an entire day to watch. So imagine what it's like watching those films, and I wouldn't be able to rewatch them.
Yeah.
But
so you're saying that I should watch that one instead of Zack Snyder's Justice League?
Definitely, please, please. Oh, but no, do not watch Justice League, because I've seen Justice League, and I still think it's bad. And don't get me on to Justice League.
I think I got through 30 minutes of it, and I was like, oh, I got to go do something else. And then I just have never gotten around to watching it.
You don't need to. You don't need to.
I'm like, I don't have 4 hours to watch.
If you ever want to dedicate 4 hours to a film, don't do it to Zack Snyder's Justice League. Dedicate it to A Brighter Summer Day, because it is so much more rewarding and enriching and powerful than the Justice League. Oh god! But I'm really looking forward to watching Yi Yi. Great, thank you for bringing that up, Dan. Got me a chance to talk about Bright Summer Day. Anyway, Lanka says, what film do you think should have won Best Director and Picture in 1994? Well, I don't even... What won in 1994? Why that year, Lanko?
I couldn't even tell you the names. You'd have to tell me the names, and I could...
Right, I'm going to get... This is a website me and Archie use when we do the Oscar Talk podcast, and it tells me... All right, so we'll quickly do this. So that'd be the 1995 Oscar ceremony. So
wasn't like Best Picture, I think, like Forrest Gump, I think?
Correct, yeah. So picture nominees were Forrest Gump, Four Weddings and a Funeral, Pulp Fiction, Quiz Show, and The Shawshank Redemption. Directors, you had Robert Zemeckis, who won for obviously Forrest Gump, Woody Allen for Bullets for Broadway, Quentin Tarantino for Pulp Fiction, Robert Redford for Quiz Show, and Krzysztof Kieslowski for Three Colors Red. Those are the directors. So what do I think should have won Best Picture out of the ones nominated? I'd probably go Pulp Fiction, since I rate that higher than all the films nominated.
But I would agree with Pulp Fiction, 100%. Even directing Quentin Tarantino. I mean, I love Forrest Gump. It's a great
Mhm.
story. Tom
But it's
Hanks definitely was a great actor in it.
Mhm.
Should was it Robert Zemeckis? You said director,
Yeah, Zemeckis.
one director for it? Probably
Yeah.
not. I
No.
would even say, but here the problem with I think Forrest Gump and Pulp Fiction is the fact that Forrest Gump is it's purely an Oscar movie. It's like they love their story, they love their kind of drawn out process. And whereas Pulp Fiction is one of those movies where I think for '94 it was ahead of its time, where it can't per se fit into one genre of film, but the Oscars hate genres until recently, where they're more like, we'll kind of let the genre movie kind of play in our sandbox. So
Yeah.
obviously, I think Pulp Fiction should have won out of that lineup.
I completely
Hands
agree.
down.
Yeah, I just didn't know Four Weddings and a Funeral was nominated for Best Picture. I never knew that. I mean, it's funny.
Why?
It's good. I don't know why. I mean, I wouldn't place it in that category. It's a funny film. It's a rom-com. It's surprisingly good. But Best Picture, I don't think so.
No, like I've seen enough '90s rom-coms that I know like the formula is not Oscar-worthy by any means.
I would have liked to see, even though I've seen nothing from Kieslowski, I just feel like the Oscars nominate just international directors just for the sake of it. Like you've had Bergman nominated, Fellini nominated, all these times. They've never won once. I think they've only won, I know Fellini won an honorary award, which means, sorry, we wanted to give the award to an American person, and now you're about to die, so we'll give you an Oscar because you make great films. But yeah, they just nominate these great international directors, and just finally Bong Joon-ho won. You know, he might have been another one of those directors to kind of be taken by that. But yeah, good question.
Like, I would like to see. I mean, I know that I'm not a huge awards person. They're great. If I ever got an award, I'd be thrilled. But you know, they're all talk about, you know, like, oh, they should like separate, you know, just combine the actor and actresses categories and all that and blah 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 blah. I would like them to kind of kill the foreign film category, and just if it's a good enough movie, put it in with the rest of them in Best Picture. Like, I get it. You want to like, it's like when you're a kid and you play football or hockey or whatever, and every kid gets an award because they participated. Where it's like, if you just like say put Minari or put you know, Come and See, or put 8.5 in with like your other Best Picture films that usually are North American entries, it wouldn't feel so like secondhand.
True. Yeah, I do agree, because I feel like, you know, the use of foreign film, the use of the word foreign, it kind of makes it feel distant in a way to use the word foreign on a film. You know, I don't, you know, I can say I'm going to a foreign country, that's, you know, fine. But I feel like when people go and say, what's your favorite foreign film? You know, oh, I love foreign films. I feel the use of that word foreign makes it feel more distant in a way, because, you know, I would use the word foreign to kind of go and say, oh, that area of the, you know, football is a foreign sport to me if I didn't know what it was. You know what I mean? It's not foreign sport.
Realistically, like if we're using the term of foreign, it's like, well, you know, anything that comes out of the UK would be foreign to a Canadian, or anything that comes from America would be foreign to
exactly.
Britain or anything else, right?
American films as foreign, but technically they are, because they're not from the UK for me.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. So it's like to say like, oh, the foreign films are strictly like where we're going to throw our international market that is not like English language as your first language speaking is ridiculous. It's like the
Yeah.
best of the best should be at the top.
Exactly. And they finally did that in 2020 for Parasite.
Yeah, with Parasite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hope they keep up the trend of, and it isn't like saying all international films are amazing. They're not. I've seen a lot that are rubbish, but a lot of them are amazing and great, and they don't get the recognition awards-wise they deserve.
Yeah,
and it's been like that for a long time. I mean, sure, you can nominate films and directors, but when they're clearly better than your North American fellow nominees, but yet you award them for making a Warner Brothers picture, it's, I don't know, it's just...
Yeah, exactly.
It's annoying.
Yep.
Anyway,
Okay.
We've got HTP, Metropolis is on YouTube.
Oh, there we go.
Hopefully it's in good quality, then I might not mind watching it. But yeah. Steve, Blowout, yes. So Steve also gives you a yes on buying Blowout.
All right.
So that's 3 yeses.
I'll have to. I don't have a pen on me. It's kind of, I was like, I'll write Blowout down.
We can rewatch the stream when it's over and just
Exactly.
when
One
I
of the suggestions.
We've got Wormy here, Wormy Spoons. Hello, Wormy.
Hello, Wormy.
Lanko says, have you ever seen American Beauty? It's amazing. I have. And I've only seen it once. I need to watch it again. I thought it was really good.
I haven't.
You haven't seen American
Feel
Beauty?
bad. I feel like I'm just like not like missing all these movies.
Steve says, I went to the cinema to see the Sparks Brothers. I'm a massive fan. Got all their albums. It's really good. Well, Steve,
Nice.
if you are officially the first person I know who has actually heard of Sparks before the documentaries come out.
Yeah.
Because I've never heard of them. I don't know anyone until now that you've said that you've heard of them until the documentary. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. For some reason it's like select cinemas, which is annoying. Like my local View isn't really playing it, and if they are, it's like one showtime every other week or something. It's just annoying.
Oh yeah, it's like I would have to go to like Toronto, like the big like city next to mine, to go see this movie if need be, which is like a 40-minute drive, but like I would then have to make a whole day out of it.
Your local city is Toronto, then?
Pardon me?
Your local city is Toronto.
I live in like the city next to Toronto.
Okay, because that's where the I don't know if you. Because that's where TIFF happens, isn't it? The Toronto International Festival. That's great. Yeah.
That it's supposed to. I think they're doing it in person this year. Because last year they did it virtually, so I think this year, because the whole.
Have you been there? I know you're an actor, Jordan. You've been there. Oh, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, I saw the premiere gals just get more expensive each year, but I saw Shame there. With Michael Fassbender.
Wow, that's great.
That was a really good film.
That's great. Is that like
if you ever get the chance to like holiday in Canada in September? I don't know what flights are like, but definitely check out TIFF if you can, because they have you get like ticket packages for like a few $100s where it's like you can go and get like just some ridiculous amount of movies for like $600 or something like that. But you can see like a truckload.
Yeah, that's
people
good.
come from all over to see the celebrities and the movies and all that stuff.
Did you see anyone famous? Any celebrities, any actors, directors?
Well, because it was a gala, so like Michael Fassbender and oh my God, his name's Steve McQueen. Yeah. So they were there, and then I think
you saw them.
Yeah, because they came out and did like a Q&A after the
really
movie.
Yeah. Were you there when the film was first shown ever to an audience?
Yeah.
Wow, that's something to say. Isn't it? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you were the first set of audiences to see Steve McQueen's directorial debut. His first feature.
Was that? I don't think. No, I think Hunger was his first feature, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. So I got mixed up then. I thought you meant.
But irregardless, Shame was great.
Yeah, because Fassbender's in both films, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah, no, that is great, Jordan. I never knew that from you. I mean, you're full of. I mean, you've told me before you've met Andy Muschietti or whatever. You're full of surprises. You've done so much. Like, you've been chatting with Andy. You've been watching films at TIFF, meeting Michael Fassbender.
I swear it's not coming off as braggy as it sounds.
No, I've got to question you to find this information out.
You can totally question me. Okay?
Roll into your connection with TIFF. We've never found that out.
Yeah.
Dan says that he had to study Amy in his film studies, and it's directed by Asif, Kapadia or something. Kapadia. Jake's here. Hello, Jake. Hey guys,
Jake.
how's it going? I've got a director swap for you. Wes Anderson's Jojo Rabbit or Taika Waititi's Grand Budapest Hotel? Oh, that's a good question. That's a good kind of thing. A director swap there. I would probably like to see Wes Anderson's Jojo Rabbit, if I'm honest, just because I think I enjoy Wes Anderson's direction more than Waititi.
I still have to watch Jojo Rabbit, but I think because Wes Anderson, it just has this certain charm to his movies, and the way he uses color, that I'd be really interested to see what he does with Jojo Rabbit.
True, yeah. No, I'd agree with that. Dan is asking, have you seen Mirror yet from Tarkovsky? No, I didn't pick it up. I don't know why I didn't pick it up. I think I was going to do a Criterion Corner episode on it, but then I thought I don't want to rush my experience with Mirror, just like I don't want to rush an experience of any kind of Tarkovsky film. So no, I haven't seen it yet. I'll pick up the Criterion soon-ish, maybe.
I've never seen any Tarkovsky, so I have a whole smattering to watch.
Yeah. I've seen Ivan's Childhood as well, but yeah. Movie Geek is here. Hello, Bernardo. I think that's your name. Yeah, hello. Niv saying, looking forward to watching Stalker. Very good. We've got Leo here. Hello, Lucas. How are you doing? Very good. Thank you, Leo. Thank you for joining. Very good to see you. Lanko, do you think Edward Norton is a great actor? I think he is one of the best. I think
100%.
he is a great actor. Yeah, he is a great actor. Really.
Have you ever seen Edward Norton's debut, Primal Fear?
No, I haven't.
Ooh, you should check that out. He schools Richard Gere.
Really?
Like, he absolutely kills it. It's ridiculous how good Edward Norton is in that movie.
That is good, because I do like it. Wow.
Yeah, I love it.
It's great. Anything he is with Wes Anderson. I can't wait to see him in Knives Out 2.
He's in that.
Such a good cast.
Did you see Edward Norton in Birdman?
I did. He's also great in that film. He's so good in that film.
I feel like that's really, really true to like what Edward Norton is in real life, because he plays like a New York actor, right? So I'm just like, I feel like this was not a hard stretch for you in any way. Like, I'm sure he's had these literal conversations.
I wouldn't be surprised, actually.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I want to watch Motherless Brooklyn, that he I think like directed, wrote, and started. It's like this like little passion project that looked interesting, so I still have that to watch. But
not great, in my opinion. I've watched it. It's not good, Jordan. But I hope you enjoy it. I mean, I don't think it's very good, but it'll make for an interesting watch. Yeah, put it that way.
I mean, I got it for free, so it's like whatever. I don't have too much invested in it.
I said, Lanka, who's snubbed for American History X. It depends who was nominated that year, but he was quite good in American History X. He was quite good in that film.
I think he got nominated for it. I think.
I don't know. Let's have a look. Lanko says
I feel like
he was. Well, what year was that?
He got nominated.
19. Did that come out in 1998? So then it would have been the 1999 Oscars, or was it the other way around? Or was it 1999 and it came out and it would be?
I think it was more. Maybe 98, maybe.
I'm not sure, but yeah, he was good in that.
He was.
Never said you said The Good, the Bad, the Ugly is your favorite Western. Why do you think it is superior to Once Upon a Time in the West? Mainly because I've seen Once Upon a Time in the West once, and I just didn't really like it that much for a few reasons. It wasn't what I was expecting in a way. But I do really want to watch it again because I feel like I was missing something. I think the music kind of got on my nerves a little because there's just like the guy playing a harmonica for 10 minutes and it just really annoyed me. Plus, I wasn't familiar with Henry Fonda. It was like, where's Henry Fonda in this? Or who's also in it? Charles Bronson as well. But now Henry Fonda is one of my favorite actors, so I think I'll enjoy it more as well from that. And the story I couldn't follow properly either. But it was about over a year ago I watched that film. I haven't watched it since, so I'll probably pick up the Blu-ray, give it another watch, because I know a lot of people do love that film. So have you seen it, Jordan? What do you think?
I have not. I haven't seen that many Westerns because I'm not a huge Western fan.
Mhm.
I think I saw one of the Man with No Name trilogy, and I can't remember which one it was. It might have been
A few dollars more?
it might have been the first one.
I think that's Fistful of Dollars, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was that one. But like I've seen like Unforgiven was a great movie by Clint Eastwood. But
Yeah.
there's something about Westerns that I can't really like get into.
True.
Unfortunately.
Yeah,
Like
I
I'll
had
watch
that.
the odd one here and there, but like
Yeah. No, I had that with when I started to get into them. Like I watched The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly for the first time. First time I watched that film, I was bored for a lot of it. I thought the pacing was awful. I thought it was really boring. I thought it did this and that. And now I love it. Now it's amazing. Now I could put it on, and it's the best Western I've ever watched. But I think it's a difference if you watch a spaghetti Western or an American Western.
yeah,
There's a
like
very,
I remember the one Western we watched in film class, and it was like Shane with like John Wayne.
yeah.
I'm just like, nope.
I actually like Shane as well. I thought Shane was really
I'm
good.
just like, no, John Wayne. I nope. I will not watch your films.
Yeah, I actually really liked it. I gave it 4 stars, so I must have really liked it actually. No, it was good. Shane was actually really good. It was there's some of them I don't like. The Searchers. Well, Searchers is fine. The John Ford one, like probably the most famous American Western. It's probably the most famous. Its opening and closing shot of him walking through the door, then the door frame. Yeah, but I don't think it's. I might have to watch it again, but still, I'm not huge on a lot of American Westerns. I think spaghetti Westerns are better. Jake says, have either of you watched Line of Duty? If not, do it. It's a fantastic show. I feel like every day someone recommends a show to me I need to watch, and I always say to them, I'll add it to the list, but I don't know when because I watch so many films, I don't know if I'll have a chance to even watch Line of Duty.
I know, I'm like that too.
Yeah.
We do have it in Canada. You can get it on DVD and that. And my work does have, I think 1 through 5, all of them. Actually, and also Netflix has it on too, so that's handy. But it's one of those things where it's like, you add it to the list, you're like, I'll get around to it, it'll be great, it's not that long. And then it just kind of gets lost in the shuffle because I watch so many movies.
Yeah, I probably will never watch it, to be honest, Jake, because there's so many films I want to watch and potentially shows.
I've never even watched The Sopranos yet, and that's apparently one of the best shows in the last 20 years.
Probably will end up watching that. It's my parents' favorite show ever, and they've never stopped talking about it ever since I was born. So I feel like I need to watch it just for them because they've got the box set. They've rewatched it like 3 times or something. So I'll probably end up watching that. But I remember my tutor at college started watching Line of Duty, and he wasn't entirely impressed. And me and him usually line up well with opinions on films and media. So I feel like I probably would agree with him because we agree on a lot of stuff. Lank says the greatest director ever is Kubrick easily. I would love, in fact, I'm probably 99% agreeing with you, Lanko, but I haven't seen every film from every film director, so I can't. 'Cause I know it's a long shot, but I might watch films from another director that is better than Kubrick, but I highly doubt it. I mean, I haven't watched the best films of Bergman yet or the best films from Kurosawa, but I don't think they're going to top Kubrick, but yeah. What do you think, Jordan? Do you think that might be the case? Have you seen what
Kubrick? I love Stanley Kubrick. He makes phenomenal movies. It's tough because I mean you can say the same thing about Steven Spielberg. Like, for instance, Steven Spielberg makes movies that are, you know, that you can literally grow up with, like all the way through.
Yeah,
And
I think there's degrees of
whereas,
the
like,
best director in a sense.
Yeah.
Do you know
Whereas,
what I mean?
like Kubrick, you can tell you're watching a Kubrick movie based on his style and how he does his shots and all that stuff, which is great. But yeah, I don't know if I could say like Stanley Kubrick is the director of all directors and because just there's so many good directors out there.
There is, yeah. I do honestly feel that he is, you know, just kind of the best in the sense that it's like every time you watch a Kubrick film, and I'm not saying Fear and Desire, but something like Doctor Strangelove 2001, Barry Lyndon, Full Metal Jacket, Eyes Wide Shut, every single time you find something new to appreciate, it's almost like you're watching it for the first time again. And it's just so intricately made and crafted that it's just endlessly good. Like every time I watch Barry Lyndon, I know, because I've seen it, you know, and I'm okay, I'm going to rewatch Barry Lyndon. I put it on, and I know for a fact the cinematography is going to be some of the best I will ever witness in my life. And even when it cuts to a shot, my jaw drops, and it's almost like I've never seen that shot before. It's like, wow, just incredible. Like I'm just stunned by it. It's just, you know, I'm vocally kind of, oh my God, that is just the best.
I mean, the one thing I love about Kubrick is the fact that he plays like, he'll play within a genre, but like he'll move outside of that genre. It won't play like a normal, say, science fiction movie. If we're talking 2001 Space Odyssey, it won't play like a kind of sci-fi dystopian horror movie in, say, A Clockwork Orange. It won't play out in like its true kind of regular linear type way you would like
as well,
you know, get to ABC. But yeah, it's always one thing I love about Kubrick and also Spielberg is the fact that they can basically do any genre and it just works, and you're like, yep,
it's true. Every time I watch a film from that man that I've seen dozens of times, it just always never ceases to amaze me. But I need to bring this up here. I need to bring this because this is just incredible. Wow. Thank you so much, Josh. That is really kind of you. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm starting to finish The Lighthouse and it's great. Have you guys seen it? Josh, you did not need to do the super chat. That was completely unnecessary, but you are amazing. Thank you so much. That is just so kind of you. I have seen it. Yeah, I think I've seen it twice. It is really good. I really do like The Lighthouse a lot. But
I saw it as well. I love The Lighthouse. I need to rewatch it because it's just one of those movies that are just like, what did I watch? So it's like I need to unpack this again. But it's one of those movies where it's like you can watch it a million times over and you unpack it differently every single time. Like, there's always something new to find and unpack. And you're like, oh, this is great.
Yeah. We've got Bridget here. Hello, Bridget.
Hello.
Tom is here. Tom Grove. Hello, Tom. It says, what is your thoughts on the video nasty scare? When the UK government banned certain horror films because of the violence, do you think films should be banned because of their faked violence? That's a good question. Don't know if you want to start us off here, Jordan.
I'm going to say no. Because
I mean, I'm going to say no as well because you know.
It's
elaborate.
It's that same adage when you put, you know, someone's say violent nature that you hear in the news or whatever, where like something dastardly tragically has happened, and they blame it on, say, you know, Grand Theft Auto or Call of Duty or music lyrics or any sort of form of creative piece that might have some sort of violent undertones in it. It doesn't, because I grew up with all of that, much as you have too, or probably anyone watching, and none of us have gone out and committed, unmoral acts of violence or something.
No.
So I mean, to blame something or to ban something based on the fact that it's not politically correct or it goes against someone's, say, religious beliefs is absolutely stupid. Sorry.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I feel that I'm a very peaceful person. And I'm not very violent at all, especially when I'm angered. And even if I've had people hit me before and I just don't feel the urge to hit them back, where even though I've kind of got a right to, because people have done that and I could if I wanted to, but I just don't have that urge. And I play GTA like most teenagers do and go around running people over with a car and shooting them with shotguns and killing innocent people. But I don't feel the urge to do that. It's just on a game because I know it's fake. There's no deep, violent kind of, I'm not one of the people from A Clockwork Orange just waiting to come out and assault people in their homes. No, and most people aren't like that. So I think that's one of the reasons, a massive reason why the UK government decides to ban that, because they feel that it's going to influence people. That's why Kubrick had to ban, and pull A Clockwork Orange from UK cinemas, because I believe a violent act was done in kind of a similar style to what of the film, and Kubrick was getting death threats and things, to his home. So then he had to pull it and things. So and it's annoying because you've got something like Ken Russell's The Devils, which probably will never see a Blu-ray release, a full uncensored release, because I think it's in the US or Warner Brothers are just never going to show that film because I don't know what's in it. I think, Tom, if you're still here, you probably know this, but isn't the BFI DVD, is that the full uncensored cut? Because if it is, I'll probably pick it up. Hopefully you're still here, Tom, because I know you probably know that. If anyone else knows the answer to that question, just drop a comment. What were you going to say?
Look at some of the most well-known or praised performances in cinematic history, and a lot of them do some of the worst unspeakable acts to each other. You look at Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. You look at what's her name, Rosamund Pike in Gone Girl. Yeah. She's an absolute batshit crazy person, but it's one of the most captivating performances that you're gonna watch on screen. You look at the absolute horrors of Saving Private Ryan, and you're like, this movie is great.
Exactly. How are you going to ban a film like Saving Private Ryan, which is depicting a real thing that actually happened in a realistic, authentic way? No, it's too real. It's like, well, it's fake. They didn't actually blow people up to make the film. But 12 Years a Slave is an absolute heart-wrenching film with despicable acts, shown on screen. And it's still a great movie. It's very well praised. And very well performed by all the actors involved. Yeah.
So it's like, to censor things is stupid.
Yeah, I'd agree. Wormy says, Lucas, do you recall I said I would think of a story for a short film and write you a script? Oh, I don't recall that, but thank you very much. Write me a script. You're getting a script your way. I might have found the story. Will probs take a few more than 200 words, but here's the basic. Oh, and he throws up. We start with a young man, the protagonist. He is just starting university. We see him attend classes, start to make friends, the normal. Then he meets a girl, they fall in love, and plan for the future. Okay. They finish uni and the girl falls pregnant. They are very happy and plan to marry. John, let's call him, has done well in uni and secured a good job. They get married and buy a house, and the first child is born. A girl, perfect. John's wife decides to stay home, a home mum. John is doing well, work, being promoted. There is no issue of money. 2 years goes by. John's wife falls pregnant again. The baby is a boy. John always wanted a perfect and healthy, but not long after his son is born, John is sitting in the living room watching TV, and he suddenly is attracted to the lamp in the corner, and is very red and seems out of focus. Nothing else, just this lamp. John rubs his eyes, thinking he is tired, but the lamp remains blurry. John brushes it off and goes to bed. The next, is he blind? I'm guessing. Does he go blind? What's going on? This is interesting. I'm wondering where you're going to go with this, Wormy. Lamp is still blurry when he goes to close, upside down and blurry. Can't turn it off. He sits on the couch trying to ignore it, but he can't, and ends up just staring at it for 3 days. Oh, okay. Eventually, he can't take his eyes off it, and he loses the ability to respond to his wife. She panics and picks up the phone, but as she does so, John watches the lamp grow and take over the room. Then he opens his eyes. He is on the back on the stone floor in a courtyard outside his uni with strangers looking down on him. Suddenly, a policeman picks him up and putting him into... before rushing him to hospital, John has been attacked outside his uni. He fell, hitting his head twice, knocking him unconscious. He is unconscious state. He had a dream. Okay. Yeah, he had... grief counseling. Then he felt he had lost his family, and I say he had because this is based on a true story. Oh, wow. Have you figured out where the super chat money goes into YouTube Void? Not yet, Wormy. I'm working on it, but okay. It's an interesting story. If you want, I don't know. I'll have to think about it, because showing all that stuff about getting a kid and wife and aging actors and things, you know what I mean? How would you age them up? And it needs to be quite old, and you would probably have to do that in a bit of a montage if you want it to be short, showing him meet the girl, blah 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 blah. But no, it seems interesting, but I'll have to think about it. But do you have any thoughts, Jordan?
Yeah, it sounds interesting. Yeah, I mean, you definitely have to. Sounds like you either have to get somebody who's really good with special effects, makeup, or you will have to cast age appropriate and look appropriate based on aging factors.
Yeah.
So that could be a trick. It depends how big your budget is you really want to do.
True, yeah. But thank you for that, Wormy. Thank you. Dan says, thoughts on The Machinist? The Christian Bale? I didn't really... It's kind of like one of those films where it's like, oh, he was crazy all along, or it was all a dream. Or, well, I don't think it was a dream. I think he was, I don't know. It was kind of one of those things, kind of. And I don't know. I think Bale's performance was good, but it wasn't anything amazing or exceptional. Or I don't know. I just kind of watched it and thought,
yeah. I watched it. I was like, okay, you lost a ton of weight for this role, great, yada yada yada. And then when they, I guess, did the ending and that whole kind of twist ending that was revealed, I'm just like, I've seen this ending before. It wasn't a groundbreaking ending by any means. I've literally seen this twist in a different movie, and I'm just like, I'm like, wow, you put in all that work for dick all. It was nothing. I'm like, this is so underwhelming.
He must have. I hope he read the script before he decided to lose all that weight.
Right? I'm like, and did he do that either in between Batmans or just before Batman?
Just before, maybe.
Maybe it's just before, because he had something where either he lost it all and put it a ton back on for Batman, or did Batman lost it all, put it all back on. Either way, it's ridiculous to do.
Yeah. No, and I
And then I
think
heard how he did it, like lost the way, and I was just like,
Yeah.
"You're an idiot." Like, no,
Wow.
like this was just an unnecessary thing to do.
I think the director has a knack for just doing that ending, because he did a similar film. It's this crappy Netflix film, you know the type, and it kind of had a similar ending and vibes to The Machinist. And I watched that terrible Netflix film with kind of that, oh, it was all a dream, or he was crazy or whatever. And then I watched The Machinist and look at the same director. This director's already done that. Why does he do the same? I don't know.
Yeah.
We've got Ben here. Hello, Mr. Filmmaker. Hello, Mr. Future.
Hello.
Dan has put, have you ever listened to the Team Deacons podcast hosted by Roger Deakins and his wife? They have some very good guests and discussions. I have, Dan, yes. It's a great.
Not.
It is really good. They've had some really good guests on.
Oh, nice.
I'd recommend it, really. I mean, it's just
All right.
them talking about films and the industry, and yeah, they've had some great guests on. It's really good. By the way, guys, in about 15 minutes, I think Jordan's got to head off. Is that right?
Do in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yep, you're right.
Oh, and I think, has someone? Because I asked Tom, and I think someone, what's Tom put about the Devils? I could be wrong, but can't remember. Said something about the Devils in his Space Jam 2 review. There's a full uncut version, but they don't want to release it. Oh, right. Okay, and then as Paul put, hello, Paul. By the way, good to see you. Says I have the BFI DVD of the Devils, and it's the original X certificate cinema version with a running time of 107 minutes. Okay. That's
a little over an hour and a half.
Yeah. So the BFI DVD on Amazon, that should be on. That should be the cut. Because if I want to watch the film, I want to watch the film. I don't want to watch some censored whatever cut or the wrong. I want to watch the film. But Paul here is saying that his BFI DVD of the Devils is the original X certificate version. But
I'm now intrigued by this movie.
I've ever since because my friend, he's a big fan of British cinema from the 70s and things. So he's obviously a fan of Ken Russell. And I don't know if he's seen The Devil, but he definitely mentioned it to me. And ever since he mentioned it to me, it's been on my watch list. And it's just always kind of fascinated me. It stars Vanessa Redgrave, one of the great British actresses of her time. She's just great. And she's in the film, and it's about, I think it's about a cult or something. And obviously we're just talking about it here about how, it's uncensored. I don't even know what the content is of the film, but yeah. And just before we move on, Alex, wow, you really didn't have to do this again.
Ooh, look at that.
Alex, that's really kind of you. You really don't have to. Thank you. He says, hi, Lucas and Canadian Jesus.
Hey, if you want to send some Canadian dollars in the super chat, that'd be great. Like,
hope you're both well. Sorry I haven't been able to watch, but I'll definitely catch the playback. No problem at all,
no
Alex.
worries.
Even the playback, don't worry. Thank you for joining when you can. It's just been incredibly kind of you to do that super chat. You could have just put a little message in. I would have probably brought you up earlier, but wow. Thank you, Alex. Thank you. Right, let's go back to the top because I just saw that comment on the Devils and I thought I'd. Yeah, and so Jordan will be going in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to just pick, because there's so many comments, I might just have to pick and choose a few of these comments now. I'll say hello to Arman. Hello, Arman. Hope you're doing well. Winslow is also here. Oh, Winslow. Hello, Winslow.
Hello.
Good to see you. Niv, this is a good question. Who's your favorite cinematographer? It's a good question. Probably go with what's his name? I know Robert Richardson is one. I really love Robert Richardson. And also what's his name? It's not Greg Toland, although I do love a bit of Greg Toland. Here's one. Vittorio Stowe. I don't know how to say his last name. He did Apocalypse Now, The Conformist. Yeah, he's great. And also, what's his name? Sorry, go ahead, Jordan. What?
No, I couldn't tell you a cinematographer name to save my life. I'm terrible with names. But in terms of like movies that have great cinematography, you can look at like Clockwork Orange. You can look at Private Ryan. Nomadland for this year or last year, I guess it came out.
Yeah, Gordon Willis. That is him. Yeah, he's probably Gordon Willis, and also the Emmanuel Lubezki as well, who's great. And Roger Deakins is just amazingly good. So yeah, those are the cinematographers who I love. But I don't really like to say Deakins, even just because everyone usually says Deakins, and they say his name for a reason. They say him for a reason because he is one of the best. But I like to go with a few others as well. Lanko's put, most directors like Scorsese, Spielberg honoured Kurosawa, Fellini, Lee, and Kubrick, Hitchcock. I do know that. Yes, thank you, Lanko. So Gileone never got respect for making movies in Hollywood. He only made one film in Hollywood, Lanko. Never got respect for making movies. Maybe he never got respect because he didn't make films in Hollywood. I don't know. But his only American film was Once Upon a Time in America. All of his other films were Italian. That's true, Niv. Yeah. Well, Tarantino says that if you could spot any, director's style in his films, he said Leone would be the one. And you can. I mean, he uses it gets annoying at some points where you just hear like some Western music or music from, even in like Inglourious Bastards, you hear the music from, not from Leone though, but from a West, actually done the music by Ennio Morricone. But it does get annoying when you hear kind of the music from Leone's films as well. I think it's used in Kill Bill as well. You just hear it in a bit. It's not even like a Western themed thing, and you're just hearing it. It's like, we get it, Tarantino. You love Western. You love Leone. And Steve says AMPAS renamed Best Foreign Film to Best International Film from the year after Roma. There is still some controversy though. Well, that's good because I don't say foreign film. I go international, so that's good to know. And that was relating to our Oscar.
We were talking about the Oscars. Yeah.
Jordan, have you seen The Suicide Squad yet? What are your thoughts? If you have?
We talking about like the new one with Idris Elba? That one?
I think so. Yeah.
So that one actually doesn't come out till Friday here, actually. So no, you guys have got it a week earlier than us.
Well, I still haven't seen the film. You could have watched it a week earlier.
I mean, I got the Green Knight, so I'm really not that.
Well, they're both rated the same on Letterboxd. I'm shocked at how good The Suicide Squad is said to be.
I'm can't believe it either. I mean,
yeah,
it's. I guess essentially James Gunn decided to save DC like he saved Marvel.
I'm just shocked to see the rave reviews for it. It's like,
wow, I'm kind of surprised
too. I really need to see this now. It was on kind of like my radar and kind of like, maybe I'll see it. I'm not in a rush. Now it's like, I'd like to watch it in the cinema, please. I'd like to watch it as soon as possible.
I went from like, well, if I see it, I see it. Like, it's another superhero movie, whatever. Yeah. The first Suicide Squad was terrible. And then I was just like, and then all you guys were like, oh, it's so good. I was like, well, now I really want to see this movie.
I've got James here, James Halliday. Hello, how are you both? Very good, thank you, James.
Yeah, can't complain.
Oh, we've got Jack here. It says, thoughts on the best film of all time, 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh.
I've never seen any of the 50 Shades of Grey films. I don't plan to.
No, I haven't either. I don't really want to.
If you want to have a good discussion of 50 Shades of Grey, bring on Alex, and he will.
Yeah.
Alex and James are your people to go to for 50 Shades of Grey talk. Jack, he says thoughts on the second best film of all time, 50 Shades Darker. Again, we haven't seen any of those films. I don't plan to. Leo says, if you were going to direct your dream scripted movie there, which actress and actor would you cast as your leads? That's a good question. Living or dead? We'll go with living.
Living?
I don't. What would you say, Jordan? I'm trying to think because I don't have a prepared answer for this. I'm just trying.
If I was going to say living, I would pick DiCaprio in there. In terms of actress, there's so many.
Most of my favorite actors are dead, so it's not really.
Well, you know what? To go on the other coin, the dead coin, I would pick because I was like, wow, her performance is great. Was I think it was Fellini's wife, the girl who was in La Strada.
Yes,
the main girl. She was phenomenal. So I'd pick her. I think she'd be great.
That is such a good choice. If it's dead, I'd have to pick. It's so hard, but I'd probably have to go with either Harry Dean Stanton or Henry Fonda. But I don't think. I think all my favorite actresses are living. I'd have to. I don't know. I'd love to cast any of these women.
Emma Stone is up there for me. I mean, I would just pick her.
I need to add her to the favorite actresses list. She is actually really good, and she used to be in there. I don't know why I took her out. But I'd have to any of these women: Frances McDormand, Kate Winslet, Nicole Kidman, Laura Dern. I think would all do an amazing job, whichever role I give them, because they're all actresses who can play any role because they are so good. Yeah. I've never heard of you.
Okay.
You're not good enough for this person, Jordan. You gotta have a couple more subscribers, and then you might.
I'm like, okay.
Thank you.
That's fine. That's awesome. Oh, crap. Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah,
I love it.
it's just that. Anything else?
I'm not even offended.
Okay, so we've got a troublemaker, and let me just get rid of that. Someone was causing trouble. Oh, no, Wormy thing. Money for the void. Thank you, Wormy. One day it won't be in the void; it'll be in my bank account. But anyway, thank you very much. That is really, really kind of you. You really didn't have to do that. But that guy hasn't put anything. It's just that's the only thing he's commented.
That's great.
What is this here? Josh, I'm aiming to pick up all the Best Picture nominees of this year on Blu-ray because I like them all. What's your guys' favorite out of them? Probably was. Please tell me Another Round was nominated for Best Picture, or Nomadland or Minari. All three of them are like a tie for the best film of 2020. But I really hope that Another Round was nominated for Best Picture. I can't remember.
I haven't fully watched all the Best Pictures this year yet. I just watched Judas and the Black Messiah, which was great. Promising Young Woman was great. Nomad. There's just so many that were just great. It was a really, really good year for Best Pictures.
The actual year we had into not even film, just year overall was terrible. To get some great films to love and enjoy was a really good treat. Where are we?
So we got time for one more, actually.
one more question.
I got one more that I can do.
Now we've got to pick the best question now.
All right.
There's actually not many questions left, but we'll just have to go with. Oh, come on! Where? This one looks big, so we'll see. this person has to say. Cinematic 88 says, "Hi, nice to finally catch one of these streams again. Nice that you're here, Cinematic 88.
Yeah.
Great to see you again. Wondering what your opinion is on Ran Kurosawa. Yeah. Finally getting around to watching some epic/long films as I'm having to isolate with COVID. Well, I'm really sorry that you got COVID. I really hope you get. That's terrible. Really sorry about that. But if you're not horribly ill, then I guess it's good that you get a chance to watch these big films. Have you seen Ran, Jordan?
I haven't. I've been meaning to like do a deep dive into that director because there's just so many good titles, but I haven't yet.
Well, the final one for the night for you. It's on Criterion Channel.
Well, yeah, it is. It is. They're like all there, which is great.
Almost like loads of his films are like, I don't know how many, but like loads of his films on Criterion Channel.
Oh yeah, I think like almost all of them are there.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I haven't seen Ran. Not yet. I've seen Seven Samurai, which is another epic of his. It's like 3.5 hours. So definitely watch The Samurai if you haven't already, if you're isolating, because you've got time to do so. And I've seen Rashomon and what's it called? Kajimusha as well. Yeah, and also if you want an epic film to watch, A Brighter Summer Day, which I mentioned earlier in the stream, I kind of went in depth and talked about that. Yeah, that's 4 hours long as well. Or Lawrence of Arabia. Yeah, those are my two recommendations. But yeah,
all better than all better than Justice League.
Yeah, miles better than Justice League. Well, yeah, I don't know if you need to go now, Jordan, because it's.
I do. Unfortunately, I have to go to work.
That's okay. No, I'm glad that I could get you here because I know I tried to get you the other week, and I think you might have been working at this point, or you said we could do it Monday. I didn't think I could do that.
Yeah, and then you were working. It was a little mixed up.
Yeah, but so I knew that you would have to depart from the stream a little early, but it was worth it because it's been a great time. We started earlier as well.
I've had a blast.
It's been awesome. It's been great having you. It's been great talking to you. Thank you so much for coming along.
Thank you for having me.
Please, people, subscribe to Jordan. His link to his channel's in the description. Really great guy, and of course, great content to watch over there. So yeah,
exactly. Thank you for having me, and thank you all for coming.
No problem.
Alrighty, right. Take care.
See you later, Jordan. Thank you.
See you. Bye.
Well, thank you very much, Jordan, for joining me there. I think I'll go on for a few more minutes, not for too long, because obviously we've had quite a few of the comments pop up, and I don't want to kind of completely ignore them. But yeah, in the next 10, 15 minutes, we'll probably call it a day. Josh, I know it's only £2, but you give me 1p, and I'm like, thank you for them, thank you. You don't have to. That's really kind of you, Josh. It will one day not be in a void, but YouTube are being annoying. And I don't even know. I don't know if it's even worth it to be monetized, really, like taxes and keeping record of stuff. I just don't know if it's going to be worth it. I don't really, I'm not really in YouTube to make money. It's just good fun. But yeah, is there any other comments up here that I haven't spoken about? We did that question. We did Josh. We did. Hector's put, what's a great underrated movie you've seen from this year? If you're talking about a 2021 release, I don't know if there's any film I would class underrated from this year so far, from 2021. No, I've literally seen 15 films from 2021. I'm just watching really the films that I want to watch. So I've seen Cherry, The Woman in the Window, Coming to America 2, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Army of the Dead, Black Widow, Godzilla vs. Kong, The Dig, I Care a Lot, Raya and the Last Dragon, Cruella, Malcolm and Marie, Judas and the Black Messiah, The Mitchells vs. Machines, and A Quiet Place Part 2. And I'm reading from my ranked list, so they're all ranked, by the way. So The Cherry is my worst film of the year. Quiet Place Part 2 is the best film of the year. But I would probably only say I've only watched, 8 good films from 2021 so far, and I've probably seen borderline a great film, which would have been maybe Mitchell's vs. the Machines and A Quiet Place Part 2. I gave A Quiet Place Part 2 4 out of 5 for anyone wondering what my highest rated of those films are. But none of those films I'd probably call underrated. Because even though not many people really talk about I Care a Lot, it's not underrated because it's not amazing. You know, it's not like people watched it and it was fairly reviewed, in my opinion. I don't think people rated that lower than it should have been. Same with The Dig. You know, not many people talk. And same with Malcolm and Marie, actually. And that had an interesting spread of ratings. But yeah. I think I addressed this one from when we I'm going to write a script, Lucas, maybe 20-25 minutes. Hopefully only need 2 main actors, as like 6 years aging should be okay, and maybe could use the fact that it is his subconscious. Yeah, I'd love to explore that part of his subconscious, maybe try and pull something personal from him, because I love surrealism and things and stuff like that, so we could make it kind of surreal and have some interesting bits in there. But yeah, Wimmy says, think about it, I'll send you the script when it's done, see what you think. Oh, thank you very much, Wimmy, that's it's really interesting. Yeah, thank you. I was just reading that. Louise, have you seen 1917? I have. It's good. I don't think it's good as a lot of people are saying it is. It's not Best Picture worthy. I guess it could be in the running for awards, but I feel if it wasn't done all in one take, or made to look done in all in one take, and it was just done, you know, kind of technically basically, it wouldn't have been as good, and it wouldn't have been as big or as talked about. It would have just been another war film. And yes, Jordan, yeah, he watched The Green Knight. I'm mad at him as well, actually. I know, because you love A24, Josh, and I enjoy A24, but I just really want to watch that film. Yeah. And when we says Adam Driver's a good call, I think, in relation to what actor or actresses you'd like. Winslow put, Lucas, are you planning to watch any more Eric Romer? Been going through his films. They are great. There are lots on Arrow Player. Yeah, I think I've only seen 2 Eric Romer films, The Green Ray and Celine at the Beach. Romer's kind of hit or miss. I feel like every kind of French film from that time, every French New Wave film is like that, in a way, like with the dialogue and, you know, with Godard and Truffaut and all those people. It's very much a French film. It's very French a lot. Yeah, I feel like I'm making sense in what I'm talking about here. I think you'll understand me if you've seen these films. But because like with the dialogue and things with Romer's films, you can just really see it. The Green Ray and Pauline at the Beach. Yeah, I'm hopefully going to watch a few more of his summery films, because it is summer right now. So, and he's made so many. I didn't realize he'd made so many films. I mean, apparently on Letterboxd it's saying he made 83. Obviously, some of those will be short films or co-directed films and stuff, but he's made so many films, it's crazy. But I really liked actually Pauline at the Beach. Pauline at the Beach was really good. Green Ray, which is meant to be like his best film, I thought was good, but it wasn't as good as Pauline at the Beach, I don't feel, because I wasn't fully connecting to it. I feel, because it's about this lonely Parisian woman who comes to terms with her isolation and anxieties during a long summer vacation. I just read the synopsis, and that's what it's about. I thought it was going to be more kind of, I don't know, emotionally depressing and deteriorating for this character, but it wasn't. Maybe that was the point. It probably was the point. But yeah, I'm sure people, because it's like his highest rated film, I believe, or one of his highest rated films. So yeah, I do plan on checking out more of his films, some films this month at least as well. Josh says, I'm working now, so I'm able to afford super chats easily. Oh, very good. Thank you, Josh. But you really don't have to, even if you're working or not working. Women says, have you seen Harriet? That's underrated. Has anyone seen Harry? Oh, is that the? Yes, I haven't seen it, but I know what you mean now. Of Harriet Tubman, that film. Yeah. Josh, I rewatched Spring Breakers. It was okay, not A24's best. Yeah, I'll probably watch that at some point. Dan puts, are you looking forward to 21 Ridley Scott films? The Last Duel, House of Gucci. The thing is, Scott is a really big hit or miss director lately. More miss than he is hit, actually. He did the All the Money in the World film, which was more miss than it was hit, and it could have been a hit. And the trailers for both of these films look on the same lines as All the Money in the World. I'm not too sure about House of Gucci. I don't know yet. I was a little disappointed by the trailer. I thought it was just a little too, it just felt, I think the trailer was just really poorly made, really poorly done. And we've had instances where we've had amazing trailers and the film was awful. Suicide Squad, for instance. So maybe it is that case, but I just thought the trailer wasn't very good. It was just kind of a smash supercut of all these different actors and scenes and bits and bobs of the film, put to the Blondie song, Heart of Glass, and it was like, okay. I'm not too sure about I'm glad they're going with Italian accents because they're playing Italian people, but I don't know about Lady Gaga's Italian accent. I don't know. I'd have to, like the bit where she goes, where she's got the teacup and she's like, I don't think I'm an ethical person. That's not even Italian. I don't know what I was doing there, but Last Duel looks a little bit better, even though I think House of Gucci's cast, everything surrounding it, the subject matter and the cast has it high up. But then when the trailer came out, it was like, and then The Last Duel, even the Last Duel's cast is great. I wasn't too sure, but then when the trailer came out, I was like, okay, this could be good. This could be something. This could be good, so I hope it is. Yeah, Wormy says the best Ridley Scott. Oh yes, I know you're a big fan of Raised by Wolves, Wormy. Yeah, his best film's probably Blade Runner. Blade Runner, actually, definitely Blade Runner. Yeah. We've also got James here. Would you like to hear my idea for what I'm writing? Go ahead, James. Yeah, put it in. I'm going to wrap up in a second, but give us your idea. And, Wormy wants to hear it as well. I'm sure Wormy will give you some advice. Wormy's a fellow writer, so he will definitely help you out there. I'm sure. I don't want to speak for you, Wormy, but I think we'll... Hello, Luke, as well. Hi guys, how's it? I'm going. Hi guys, how's it going? I'm watching. I don't know what you're watching, Luke, but you're watching the stream. Sorry, but yeah, hello, Luke. Thank you for joining. I'm glad you're watching. Glad to see you. The Welsh Filmmaker says thoughts on the Suicide Squad. If either of you've seen it, yeah, I think we covered that. We both haven't seen it. Yeah. Hector, I read 3 chapters of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood novelization recently. It's super cool. Yeah, I don't know why I haven't even bought that yet. I just feel like I've got some of the not film books that I need to read first. I'm in no rush. Hopefully there isn't limited copies. There isn't, unless they stop making the book, producing it. But yeah, I would recommend Arrow Player. It's got loads of great stuff on. Actually, I've got Arrow Player, Winslow. I didn't think you were here for that when we were talking about Arrow Player, but I've got it. So yeah, Arrow Player is really good. Yeah. Thanks, Wemmy. Yeah. So I'll just will it for James, but as a support, I like Spring Breakers, Harmony Curry, interesting guy, banned from David Letterman show for going through Meryl Streep's purse backstage. Really? I had no idea about that. I've heard a lot about the director and his films, but not about him trying to rob Meryl Streep by the sounds of things. That is not cool of him. And I did a stupid thing and forgot to fill up my water bottle. So my throat is not great. Oh, I think James has put it on here James, it's drama romance set in World War One about a young soldier who is the sole survivor of a German ambush. After walking for hours, he meets a young girl who lets him stay in her father's barn. Their bond grows. I don't know if you're... Oh, he was presumably high on drugs. Yeah. No, I've heard... Didn't he do the one with Matthew McConaughey as well, The Beach Bum? I think he did that as well. I don't know if you're going to... Because there was no full stop on that sentence, James. I don't know if you were going to... I'm not trying to be like one of those people who always corrects people on their grammar, but I just don't know if you're going to follow on from that. But I think you sent me the script of this, and I was really bad, and I haven't responded to you yet. And I read half the script, and I just got really busy, and I just forgot about it. But if you just drop me a message on Instagram, just saying hello or something, just to remind me of it, because I did start writing you some feedback for that. I don't know if you've made any amendments to that script, because it's been literally months, and it's just been really, really terrible of me. But yeah, I don't even know if your messages were coming through to me, because I tried to. Because I don't want to. I get loads of messages from people, and then people who message me that they just fall down, so I couldn't see. But I'm really sorry about that, James. But I don't know if Wormy's going to be writing you a. Because I know if I end the stream, the comments will just go off, so I don't want to do that. But it says, want to see more Kareem? Is that, how do you say his name? Kareen? Something? But hard to find online or get a physical copy of his films. Yeah. What is the overriding theme? It's a good question. What do you think about people who pirate films? It depends, really. Depends why they're doing it. Depends what films they're doing it to. I don't know. It just feels... I mean, I'm going to admit, I've done it before, and it's easy. It's free films, you can... It's very... I think it's too easy. That's the thing. It's too easy to do. I think some companies or Apple or people who are involved in the internet should make it harder for people. You can go on a website and do it, but it's useful for me whenever I do it now. It's to watch a film that I literally can't watch anywhere else, and I want to watch it. For example, Martin Scorsese's New York, or his film Kundun. It's not available on Blu-ray or DVD or to rent or to stream anywhere in the UK. How am I going to watch it? Am I going to sit here and like a lemon and wait God knows how long if it ever comes out? No, I type it in, blah, 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 and watch it. I watch those films now. There's no other option. If there was an option, I would do it. If I had to pay 20 quid for a Blu-ray, I would pay that 20 quid just so I could watch it. You know what I mean? But for people who, even if they're literally working, bringing in the cash, they could easily go to the cinema, easily buy a Blu-ray, rent, get streaming service, but they still decide to be cheapos. And it's, it's saving money. I get it, but it's still, I feel bad, doing it. I don't know. I have a conscience. I don't know about other people, but it's like, put yourself in the position of the filmmakers, I guess it's fine if you're kind of doing it, if you're doing it for a terrible Hollywood trashy prequel, that's just been literally, it's been the sole purpose of it being made is to make money, and it's just awful. Then go ahead, because I don't care for those films. But if it's for something that's passion has been put into the film, and this film, requires and is riding on people going to watch it at the cinema, so more of these films are made, then don't pirate it. Especially if you are a fan of cinema, don't do that. You want more art films, you want more independent films to be shown at cinemas, shown at Views, Cineworld, then don't pirate it. Okay? Simple as. But if you're doing it for the Hollywood films, then you're going to get, Marvel fans and things. 2019, every Marvel film made over $1 billion. They're still going to get made. So I'm sure it's not going to make much of a difference if you pirate it. That's my rant about pirating. That's where I stand on it. Wasn't expecting to go for that long, but that's my rant on pirating. What do we have? Winslow, do you... Yes, I did. I did, Winslow. To be honest, I like Joel Cohen better. If it was Joel Cohen, I would be more sad and upset. But we'll see how Macbeth turns out, because that is just Joel Cohen directing. Even, you know, and because Joel Cohen just directed Fargo as well. That's why I like Joel Cohen better, just because he solely directed Fargo. It wasn't Ethan Cohen, so it's like, I don't know. Even though they both directed No Country for Old Men and loads of the great films, and I'm sure Ethan Cohen is responsible for loads of great moments of writing and things. So I think they both wrote Fargo. But you know, we'll see how Macbeth turns out, because that is just Joel Cohen directing. I don't know if both of them wrote it, because I know it's an adaptation of. I don't know if they're going off actual Shakespeare's script, but we'll see. James says, yeah, don't worry about it, man. It's a different film to what I sent you before, as I believe the one I'm writing now would be more possible to do in terms of budget and the amount of actors needed. Well, it's good that you're adapting, James, because, you know, I was going to probably ask you questions about that, locations, actors, and, you know, because it's a period film that you're doing in World War One. You're going to need costumes, you know, it needs to feel that way. It needs to be, because it's easier to do a contemporary film because, you know, it's what you're wearing right now pretty much. But if you're doing a period piece, you need to get period appropriate costumes and sets, or guns, or whatever you're using. And, you know, you can't really like film there when there's like massive power lines and things. So all that stuff you've got to take into consideration of like locations you've got. Which I said, I agree by physical medium support, but for some rare films, it's, yeah, thank you, Winslow. There are, you know, if there's rare films like that. If there was a paid option, I could do it legally, that I could rent it, buy it somehow. There isn't for some films. There just isn't. I don't know why. I don't know why, really. But yeah. But I think we'll wrap it up now, guys. It's been great fun. It really has. Thank you so much. I know Jordan isn't watching or here, but I'll just say it again. Thank you so much, Jordan. You're a great friend. You're a great guy for coming on here. Yeah, really had a fun time. Paul, regarding pirating films, in my time, I have contributed a fortune to the film industry, going to cinema, buying VHS, rebuying DVD, rebuying. So I've done my bit. I'd agree. I think that's a fair point as well, Paul. You know, I know some, you know, I don't want to kind of bash people and then realize it's someone that I know who's pirating a lot. And, you know, you do bring up a fair point. You know, I own over 800 Blu-rays. I go to the cinema and things. So, you know, if you don't like, when I've done this before, if the film isn't on streaming and it isn't, and I don't want to buy it, then I might, you know, ride the seven seas a little bit. I did that with Fast and Furious 8. I don't want to rent that film because it was probably going to be bad. I don't want to buy it because I'm never going to probably watch it again. It's no streaming. I was going through all the Fast and Furious films and I was curious because a lot of them were in the top 100 box office ever made films. And I was trying to complete that 100% on it because there's like, you can complete on your profile. If you go on stats, if you're a pro or Patreon member, there's like lists you can complete to 100%. And I was really close to completing that list, so I decided to do that. So there's backstory to that. He says, that's why I questioned the theme. I could see those two people from viewpoints having interesting moral philosophical ideas. Yeah, try and do something with that. Women did bring a good point. Try and do something with that. You know, who are these people? Again, the viewpoints. Is the person he falls in love with on kind of the enemy side? Probably. I mean, you probably want to do that because that would make it more interesting. Thank you, Winslow. Oh, quality's gone down, but thank you, Winslow. Glad you're enjoying it. Click on that. What am I watching tonight? I'm going to finish off a film. What's it called? Where is it? It is Macaro. They say they pronounced this in the film, and I need to try and kind of remember to say it. It's like Macau. I'm sure it's Macau. It's 1952. It's directed by Joseph von Sternberg, and for some reason on Letterboxd it's telling me Nicholas Ray also directed it with him. I don't know why, because I'm watching it on Criterion Channel and it's directed by Joseph von Sternberg on a single title thing. So if we're going to finish that film off, that stars Robert Mitchum and James Russell. It's fine, but it's directed by von Sternberg, so I thought I'd watch it, and it's leaving. And then I'm going to watch, I've got the Blu-ray with me here, They Were Expendable by John Ford. I've got the premium Blu-ray of it with John Wayne in as well. So after that, I'll watch that, and then I'll probably go to bed. Yeah, probably I'll do that. But yeah, yeah, up there. Dan pointing up there, yeah. And thank you very much, Dan, for stopping by. It's always great to see you, see everyone. Some new faces here, but yeah, these streams are great. And I'm sorry I haven't done it for the past 2 weeks. Come up, so I couldn't do them. But the next week stream will be on as normal. Then after that, there'll be 2 weeks where I won't be doing a stream because I'm on holiday, and then you've got 3 weeks of consecutive streams, and then I might be going back to college at that point. I'll see what's going on. I may have to rearrange a stream for another day. We'll see. I'll work it out. But yeah, thank you all for joining. Dan, Winslow, Wormy, Paul, everyone who's here, Hector, James as well. Obviously the amazing people, Alex, Pitt, and Josh, everyone who super chats, everyone. Thank you. And Simat RTA, Tom, yeah, thank you all. And Jake was also here. Thank you, Jake. Oh, I will just bring this comment up before I go. The overall women would be love and how even in the toughest times it can prevail. Sorry for the delay. Thanks to the stream, Lucas. No problem, James. Feel free to message me and just literally spam me if I'm not responding or if I'm being slow. Spam me, and if I'm giving you permission to spam me, you can. But if I don't give you them, then I won't reply because I hate it when I get spams from people I don't even know properly. But yeah, if I'm being like stop it, just spam me because I really should be helping you out. I'm really sorry. And thank you, Wormy. Thank you all. Yeah, see you all next week. Thank you. See you later.